continue from where we stopped last week, and I'll just maybe ask random questions before we continue. We are still talking about emergence of the ego, and then our anchor verse that is, for those who wait upon the Lord, He would renew their strength. Abi? Yes. They will run, they will not grow weary. They will walk. They will walk first. Abi? They will okay. For those who wait upon the Lord, He will renew their strength, and they will mount up with. Please, let's read this. Let's read this. Can remind us the verse. Isaiah 14. He said, but those who trust, those who wait in the Lord, will find, let me read my own version. For those who trust in the Lord will find new strength. They will soar high on wings like eagles. They would run and not grow weary. They will walk and they will not faint. Yes. Those who wait upon, they will soar high. So they will mount on wings like eagles. They will run and they will not grow weary. They will walk and they will not faint. And then we're talking about what does it mean to wait. And in the waiting season, what are we supposed to be doing? This is my verse. It said, but those who trust in the Lord, for those who wait on the Lord, for those who trust in the Lord, meaning that waiting is trusting. Waiting is trusting. Waiting is trusting. We said waiting is the period where all of the things that are not accurate, or all of things that are not yet balanced, they become balanced in the place of waiting, in the place of trusting. And then we're talking about what are the things we need to deal with in the place of waiting and in the place of trusting. Because again, God will not try us more than we can bear, and He will not hand over. We will not get to the point where we want to mount with wings as eagles if we have not waited and trusted in the Lord. And it's in the place of waiting and trusting in the Lord that all the things that needs to be fixed has to be fixed. I think that when Pastor Fu was speaking that time, that is the place of molting. She is molting. So it's in the place of waiting that molting can happen. It's in the place of trusting that change can happen, that fixing can happen, that feather can be shed, that whatever needs to be dropped off is dropped off, so that we are as light as possible and we are able to mount. Because if we have not taken off, we have not shed off all of those heavy things, it will be difficult to mount. You know, when they say mount, it means like if you are going up, I went somewhere recently, there is hills, there are so many hills that if you are climbing, you will feel it. Yakubu, you will feel it. Marriage, you will be walking, like you are climbing up. But when we were coming down, it was so, because the bus took us somewhere, and from that place, they told us that, no, is another place that we are supposed to go to first, and that other place we are supposed to go to is high. So if you see how FT strong men were lagging behind when they were climbing, because the place was steep. So everybody was like, you are like this. You don't know because the floor is almost flat, but you don't know and there's so much strength that you have to put in. So if you are carrying things that you are not supposed to carry, if you are carrying, yes, you are carrying loads, you are carrying, am I supposed to be on this way? You don't even know if you are supposed to be there. You will stop, you will, you'll be doubting, is this where I'm supposed to be? Because you are not clear. But if you know that, if everything has been, if you have dropped everything, you are ready to move. The people that decided to carry their bags from the bus, some people dropped their bags in the bus. Some people they have trust issues. So, this man did not lock the bus, so let's carry our bag. They were behind because they had so much that they were carrying, and they were trying to go back and drop that bag now. So that, but they were still going with the bag. Everybody had gone, and we had sat down already. Already we're like, okay, what's next? What's next? That's when those people were just coming. And like, somebody even had to go and hold one of the ladies that, because she was she was out of breath already. They had to go and hold her that, okay, the strength is required for mounting. And that strength can only be gained in the place of trust, in the place of waiting, in the place of understanding, in the place where you have gained knowledge, you have gained strength, you have gained momentum. It's not, you know, most times when before an exam, there is the place of, oh, I need to read. But by the time you get to the point of the examination, there's no point, there's no where, only maybe in open exam, that they say, bring all your book. And even in all those open exams, the answer is not always in the books. They say, so you would have done that preparation before you now come to the place where, okay, I want to now show what I have done, what I have learned so far. I want to now put it to use. If you have not prepared, if you have not built what you need to build, when it gets to that place of now showcasing, there will be problem, because now you're like, did I read this chapter? Did I not read this chapter? Why are they asking me this one? Is this what they are supposed to ask? There will now be that kind of, because at the place of preparation, that work has not been done. So we cannot skip. There is no skipping. There is a process to everything. And in the process of waiting, there is a lot of, I think, from my own point of view, if you are looking at everything, that point of waiting is like the most important point, or the most important place that you cannot even omit, because that is where growth happens. That is where stamina is built. That is where the strength that you require. And said, my own verse says that, and they will find new strength. For those who trust will find new strength. It's in the place of trusting, it's in the place of waiting that you will find new strength. Just imagine, in the place of waiting, you are not so convinced about who maybe God has called you to be, and then you sat down, you waited, you asked, you prayed, you listened, you inquired, and then you became clear. The strength that comes with understanding, the strength that comes with knowledge of who you is, like you can't even remember who you were or the strength that you had, because there is now there's a newness from understanding and knowing. The only place that can be built is in the place of waiting, is in the place of trusting, is in the place of the place of waiting is the place of building strength, building. Yes, he said those wait upon, they will find new strength, but it's in that place of waiting that strength comes, and then you cannot say, oh, I found new strength. Now it's time for me to mount up with wings like eagle. It's time for me to run. Because if there is no strength, there is no how you want to run. You will grow weary. But I said, they will run and they will not grow weary. Why are they not growing weary? Because they have found new strength. And how did they find new strength? Because they trusted, they waited. And they did not just trust, or they did not just wait and relax, wait with passively waiting. But they waited actively, they waited, and they did what they were supposed to do. We're giving the example of a slave and a son in the house, that the son will always be subject to the slave or to the servant if he does not know, or if he has not come to the realization of who he is. He will continue to remain a servant. No, not a servant now. He will continue to be subjected to the servant, because it's whatever the servant says he should do, he would most likely do. Why? Because he has not built what needs to be built yet. He has not built what needs to be built. So again, the task or the work is on us. Is on us as children of God. God has given us all of the resources that we need and that we require even in this time. Couple of months or a couple of weeks ago, Pastor was talking about, oh, okay, you say you don't hear. Sit down 5 minutes today. Sit down 10 minutes tomorrow. Just keep Keep at it. We gave an example of the judge, the wicked judge, and that woman that kept coming, persisting that, no, you must. And then the wicked judge said, who is this woman? Said, give her what she wants. Why? Because there was consistency. She kept coming. She was persistent. We have the story of Daniel. They said he had prayed and answer had already gone to his prayers, but then he has not seen it, so he kept at it. He sat down. So God might have been speaking, and maybe we are not hearing, and then because we are not hearing, we say, well, let me just get up. Shebi, I'm a child of God now. I said I'm a royal priesthood, I'm a holy nation, I'm a peculiar person. When he's ready, he will crown me, and then you just go and go your own way. And then you are not consistent enough to keep asking, to keep sitting. Yes, pastor said we should sit today 5 minutes. I sat. He said tomorrow we should sit 10 minutes. I sat down 10 minutes. He said next tomorrow we should sit 15. I sat down 15. 1 week now I've been sitting there. I've not heard anything. Well, let me go my own way. That is not waiting. Waiting means sitting till you receive that strength. He said, for those who wait on the Lord, they will receive new strength. So if you have not received that strength, you are not supposed to go out of the place of waiting. You are supposed to sit there until that strength is gained, until that understanding has come, until the strength has been renewed. Oh, new strength, renewal. Yes. Until strength has been renewed, we are not supposed to get out of that place. Because if we don't get that renewal of strength, there will be problem in mounting, in emerging. There will be a problem there, because to emerge, you require strength. Have we seen you? I'm sure, I've not seen physically too. Is in all of this. When a rocket is about to launch, it's in the place of launching that it requires the highest number of power. That's why they'll say, charge it to something. To something they should, I don't know, charge it to something degree. And they just keep increasing it until it breaks out. When it breaks out, it comes out with so much speed because of the strength that it's used to come up. And then you see that once it's up, it's now even planes. Can we use airplane now? When the airplane is about to take off, the speed, we don't know because you are inside, but the speed at which that tire is going is so high, because most times the runway where they will take off from, that's not where they will pick people up. So they will first go, turn, go far, then they will now come to the place where they want. They will first stop. After stopping, they will not, to pick up momentum, they will not increase. From there, if you sit beside the engine, that's when you know that this thing is working. You just say, the thing will just pick and will just be going. And then with that strength, it picks up, it lifts. And then once it goes up and then stables, you just see that it's just like maybe gliding. Maybe that's the word. It will just be going. But before it can mount, it requires strength. And before that strength can come, waiting must have happened. And waiting cannot be completed until new strength has been found. Because if you come out of in your own mind, you say, oh, I've been waiting for so long. Now is my time to come out of waiting. And then you come out, and then it's time to gather all those momentum. You know, there are sometimes things can go like this and just come back down. Why? Because strength has not been, all those heights that they will always, some will go up and they will land back on the floor. Because I don't know how they do it, but maybe enough whatever rope or whatever has not been given to it to take flight. It will come down. It will come down. So it's important that we take our time. We take our time in the place of. So we're saying something that it will be a shame to have been in the place of waiting, and God has expected that you study, you grow, you gain momentum, and then it's now time for Him to say, okay, it's time to take flight, and then you now on this thing. You on it like the foolish virgin. They now want to on their lamp. It's now dimming. It's not coming up. And say, why now? They have not gathered enough power that they require to be able to blossom, to be able to shine. The place of emergence is a place where we are supposed to blossom, shine. All of the work that has been done, all of the, there's always saying, oh, burning the midnight candle, something is in the place of waiting. All of those candles need to be burned so that by the time it's now time to showcase, everybody is just seeing. That's why I say, see how this person's star is shining so bright. Because a lot of work has been done at the background. Lot of work. You will not see somebody shining in the ideal sense of it. You will not see somebody shining without something must have given. Something more, like the person has put some things in place, some work. Yes, some underground work has been done. You see a structure standing, a tall skyscraper, and say, wow, so beautiful. What has gone down deep into because if it does not go down deep, if that place of building, trying to build, make sure this thing stands, if it's not done, if the building is just built that way, the way it came up is the way it will come down. Why? Because it is not deeply rooted. There is no strength. There is nothing to hold it. So the place of waiting is not a place of, oh, what's going on? I'm wasting time. Things are not going the way. It is a time to build. It's a time to gain strength, to gain momentum. A lot of things that needs to be dealt with in the place of waiting. A lot of things that needs to be reshaping in the place of waiting. A lot of ideologies. Last week we were talking about one of the things, and we're talking about identity. Is a place where you shape, you reshape, and you know who God has called you to be. You know what God has called you to be. So no negative thoughts of what the world is saying, or negative thoughts of what you yourself have conjured in your head will now be what will be driving you, because that will be a disaster. So when it's now time to you can, the pilots cannot be trying to leave the plane and will be thinking, did I complete my pilot lessons? Am I sure I'm a pilot? Am I sure I'm a pilot? And he's trying to start not even start now. Starting, you can start it and still be on the floor. He's trying to raise the plane and be thinking that, am I pressing the right button? Is this how to lift the plane? There's a problem. So God will not allow, if again the word has gone forth, is our year of emergence. So the desire of God for everyone is that we will emerge, that we emerge, not we will, that we emerge. But then there is a task He has put in our hands too. He will not do, there's a saying that you can take an ox, is it a ox or not? An ox to the stream, but you can't. That's what you can do. If you try to force it to take water, you can drown it, because you just push his head inside the water. Oh yeah, drink water, drink water. You don't know whether you have put the nose inside. The thing cannot breathe. The thing will just fall down. So you will take it to the stream, but the task is on you. Again, all of the resources, people, the word of God, everything God has put in our hands. That take this, learn, prosper with it. He has placed it in our hands. So it's not left to us to do the work. It's left to us to do the work that is required. So that when God comes and says, oh, okay, he said when the bridegroom came, He will open the door. The bridegroom will not but open the door, because He has already said it's the year of emergence. He will not, but He will open it. So it's now left to those that are there, ready, to be able to step into it and say, oh, now, then say, oh, she has actually emerged. But the door will be opened. So it's now dependent on our own level of preparedness. Because anyone that is not prepared, because the people that were not prepared, they had to go back. They had to go back and say, oh, let's go and prepare. The time of emergence is not the time that you will now start preparing or trying to prepare. There is a time and there is a season for everything under the sun. So there's a time, he said a time to birth, there's a time to wait, a time to emerge. So it's not in the time of waiting that you'll be. It's not in the time of waiting that you will not be angry that, oh, why have I not emerged? Instead of you to wait and build and be preparing for emergence. And it's not in the time of emergence that you will now be saying, oh, let me go and build, let me go and wait, let me go and do this. It's not in the time of emergence, because there's a time to wait and then there's a time to emerge. So if the time to wait, if we have not done what we are supposed to do, it will not be difficult, because it's a process. It's a process. There's one project that I'm working on that is like, we put the tail, the cat. They say you put the cat before the horse. We put the cat and we will have put the cat, and what's at the back of the cat? We have put it in front of the horse. The horse is now the one pushing the cat with the head. It's now difficult to progress, because there's always a lot. Oh, well, what of you? So we did not do it. Oh yeah, go and do it. We will now go back. We will now start doing it, and then there's so much delay. There's so much delay in what we are. So what the project I was supposed to take maybe like 3 months. We are on it 12 months. We are still looking for what do we do? How do we go about it? Why? Because all the things that need to be put in place. So there's always a process to things. And God will never put the cart before the horse, because He knows that if He puts the cart before the horse, there will be problem. So if that horse is not yet in front, everybody will wait until that horse comes to the front. The cart is now hooked to it, and then everything is going the way it should go. So if we do not do our part and grow, if we do not do our part and learn, if we do not do our part and understand who God has called us to be in this time, when it's now time to, but why is it that everybody is now, because I'm sure those the other 5 foolish virgins say, but we're all here together now. We all came together now. We're all sleeping here together now. Everybody was here together. Why is it not the 5 of them that were not able to enter? The 5 of them were prepared. They were waiting, but they were not waiting aimlessly. They were not waiting like they do not have direction. They were waiting like there's something to be achieved. There is an emergence that has to happen. And I'm waiting for this emergence. And all that I need to fix, in readiness for the emergence, I am fixing it. All that I need to address, in readiness for the emergence, I am addressing it. And so that when it's now time, and then the bridegroom comes and says, okay, the door has been opened, everybody emerge, I will be there to say, oh, okay, I'm emerging, because I have waited and I have built strength to be able to mount the podium. I've built capacity to be able to mount and say, oh, yes, indeed, it's my year of emergence, because I have done what I'm supposed to do. It's the word, our year of emergence, that is it. It is our year of emergence. Whether you now emerge or you do not now emerge, largely is now in your hands. Because He said, for those who trust, for those who wait, He will renew their strength. For those who wait, He will renew their strength. So if strength is not being renewed, we need to check, are we trusting enough? Are we doing what we are supposed to do while waiting? Because 1 plus 1 is 2. Naturally. Not taking, I'm speaking the word of mass now. There are different words. They say in the word of marriage, 1 plus 1 is 1. For 2 will become 1. In the word of mathematics, science, 1 plus 1 is 2. So it's 2. Okay, 1 plus 1 is 2 when it's in base 10. Abi? 1 plus 1 can be 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. I'm talking base 10. Natural 1 plus 1 is always 2. Yeah? So when God says, for those who wait upon the Lord, He will renew their strength. Once you wait, and not just waiting like you don't have a mission, strength has to be renewed. Strength has to be renewed. I can't, for example, my knowledge of myself before was, can these people want to make an end meet in a day? That was my knowledge of myself. I'm giving an example. And then I read the word of God, and it tells me that, fear not, for I am with you. And I'm like, okay. day one. Okay, God is with me, God is with me, God is with me. And God is with me, I'm not feeble. He said, one with God is majority. How can I be feeble? Initially, my thought of myself is, can this one make an end meet in a day? But then I hear, God is with you. And then tomorrow, I hear, one with God is majority. Next tomorrow, I hear, even if I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, my strength in day one is very different from my strength in day 4. Why? Because I have added, oh, God is with me. Oh, one with God is majority. Oh, even though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I'm feeling that strength. Strength comes with, I don't know, it comes with knowledge. It comes with understanding. It comes with, oh, I know why. It's not like you've gone to the gym, oh, and then there's now added muscle. It's not by that one. See, things that we do like naturally. You know, when they say somebody starts gym day 1, it's not the second day that muscle would have grown, but it's building gradually. You might not see it, but it's building. Once the person is consistent, some people that start today, start to go tomorrow, next tomorrow they go, 4th day they stop. They could have been feeling pain like, I think I'm growing some muscles. But once they stop, that the way the muscle came is the way the muscle will just disappear. Funny thing is that when you now stop, it's not where you started from that you start from. You know, for someone that maybe you had, maybe your waist was like maybe 32 inches. And I say, oh, let me start gymming. It now drops to 31. You now stop. You still will not stop at 32 again. It will go to like 34. By then they measure that way, it's not like the person has now retrogressed. So it's important, that consistency in building capacity of who God has called us to be is very important. The place of waiting is not a place of, oh, I've done it 2 days, I've done it 5 days, oh, let me rest, but I'm a royal priesthood now. God will not hand over things on a platter to you because He desires that you walk. He said in day 1, God said, let there be light. God walked and there was light. In day 2, He said, let there be, and there was. He did not just, because I have the power, let me just sleep and everything will now come to place. No. Maybe again, God knows, He sees the end from the beginning. He was already setting an example for us. You need to take action. You need to do something. You cannot just sit down and then say that, oh, all will be well. He said there's one place in Proverbs that talk about the foolish man that just, thank you. I want to sleep. There was one listen that I was listening to. You are 23 years old and then you are sleeping 8 hours. Don't you know you have slept like half of your life? I was like, well, let's sleep. She will not sleep again. The person was trying to make an analogy of, you are age 20, let me just use age 25. And then every day you sleep for like maybe 10 hours. Multiply that 10. Multiply that 10 times 25. Then now calculate the number of years you have slept for. When that, I say, what's why now? We still have to sleep now. The person has slept for almost like 10 years. He said you have been sleeping for 10 years. Okay? I was not like, well, at least we'll sleep. Do you get? But it's important that we know that the place of waiting is not a place to sleep, to slumber, to leave things to chance. You don't leave things to chance in the place of, oh yes, we always, the 5 virgins, they left things to chance. Peradventure, the bridegroom will come early so that my lamb, the strength I have, will be able to carry me in. No, He said that strength be renewed. So the expectation is every day, strength is being renewed by consistently aligning to what God has called you to be, to who God has called you to be, nullifying every kind of fear, nullifying every kind of doubt, nullifying every kind of disobedience, because it's in the place of waiting that disobedience is dealt with. You cannot get to the place of mountain and then it's time for you to do what God has asked you to do, and then you are wondering, oh, you are not arguing, oh, but God, this shouldn't be it now, let's do it this way. It is in the place of waiting that all of those disobedience, all of those things are dealt with, all of those things are finalized. Because again, that's where we build true identity. That's where we build capacity. God will not take us out. We gave the analogy of a small child, or a child, not a small child, a child that has refused to grow. The father will most likely just keep the person indoors and say, until you are grown, no, just stay here. We'll keep teaching you, we'll keep giving you what you need to learn. But until that learning has happened, you are not coming out of this place. So it's important that it's a very important stage that cannot be skipped. It's a very important stage that cannot be skipped, because yes, emergence will definitely happen. The bridegroom will definitely come. He will come. We don't know the time he will come, but he has given. Oh, this is the time where you have to wait. In the place of waiting is a place where we build ourselves to know who God has called us to be. It's a place where we build ourselves, and we are not confused. We are not confused, because we can't come out of the place of waiting and then it's time for us to mount, and then there's confusion. The place of mounting is the place there's clarity, and that clarity can only come from the place of, you can only build that clarity from the place where you have waited. We're saying that the eagle coming down to catch a prey, he would have sighted the prey from the beginning. He would have waited, looked at it, seen the movement. Oh, it moves 22 degrees south, 25, okay, move 22 again, move 25, meaning the next one is 22. If I'm coming down, I need to pick at that exact point. He has targeted, the hen might have not gotten to that point, but he already knows that this is where this hen will end, based on the fact that he has waited, he has calculated, he has seen the movements, and then he now comes down to pick. The eagle will not now get down and now see another bigger one and say, I think this is the one I should pick. See another one there. This one is white, this one is black. Oh, this looks fresher. And be confused. You cannot get to the point where we are supposed to now emerge and just do. You will not be wondering, oh, let's do this. It's in the place of waiting that all of those things would have already been dealt with. All of those things would have already been dealt with, because it's in place of waiting that clarity is gained, strength is gained. Like everything you need to gain, everything you need to drop, everything you need to shed is in that place of waiting that it will be taken off. What you need to gain, that's when it will come, and then you can now, okay, yes, I can now mount. I have the strength. So it's not even being able, I can now. It's not you that will say, I can now. You now have the strength. When you now try to, you are not feeling heavy. You have the strength that is, you are strong enough to get there, not by your own power any longer, but because you already gained clarity, understanding, or everything. You have already gained it in the place of waiting. We're looking at, I think we stopped at Romans 8:15 last week. Romans 8. We started from 14. So for all who are led by the Spirit of God are the children of God. So you have not received a spirit that makes you fearful slaves. Instead, you received God's Spirit when He adopted you as His own children. Now we call Him Abba Father. For the Spirit joins with our spirit to affirm that we are children of God. And since we are His children, we are His heir. In fact, together with Christ, we are heirs of glory, of God's glory. But if we are to share in His glory, we must also share in His suffering. When I see this place of sharing His suffering, He also talks about how we build. Jesus, when Jesus was on the face of the earth, all of those places where we saw a lot of things happen, and then we're like, oh, especially when it was now time for him to ascend. Especially when it was time for him to ascend, there were a lot of testing, a lot of tempting, a lot of pressure that we saw. And we're like, and it got to a point, Jesus was like, oh, if this cup will pass over me, because there was pressure, there was a lot of what was higher than pressure on him, temptation on him, that was like, God, if this cup will pass over me. He said, but not my will, your will. And then after that, he was nailed. After that, he was buried. But then after that, what happened? He ascended. He ascended. That's just a clear picture for those who wait. Waiting is a time of, is a rugged period, where sometimes, yes, I'm a child of God, but it looks like, did they pick me out from the streets? Am I not their blood? Am I not an heir apparent to this throne? The time of waiting can look that, it can be that rugged. But as much as it is rugged, God needs us to sit and learn and understand what He's teaching us at that time. Just imagine that in the time where Jesus was, and He said, oh, give this cup. No, not if, let this cup go. I don't want again. I'm not doing, let this cup go. He said, if this cup will pass over me. But in the same sentence, or in the same breath, He said, not my will, but your will. Most of us, what we are doing is that, let this cup break. I don't want it. I don't want it. Let it go. When we are supposed to build, and we are supposed to, Jesus' eyes was on that ascension, that, oh, I'm going to go to the lowest of lows, and I'm going to break the gate of hell, open the bars of iron, destroy everything, and ascend. That was what His eyes was on. So our gaze should be fixed on, oh yes, I want to become, I want to emerge, I want to be that God has called me to be. I want to operate in the sphere that God has called me to be. That is where our eyes should be. And whatever it is that I need to do to get there, whatever building I need to do to get there, I must do it. Yes, I must do it till I get to that point. Till I get to that point. It's important, because just imagine. Sometimes we say, oh, but Jesus is the firstborn. We are just following after. The firstborns are always the one that carry so much bronze. They let the firstborn go. Then, Jesus has done a lot. Why should I stress so much? But just imagine that Jesus too said, if this cup, let this cup, Father, let this cup be gone. Let it just be gone. Let there be no cup any longer. And then how would we have gained with them? So it's important that when we talk emergence, it's not, oh, I will not get to the point where I will lay the table before me, the presence of my enemy, and everybody was eating shwa, and everybody was. When we see that alone as what emergence means, it limits us to the kind of task God wants to put in our hands when He says it's our time of emergence. There's a huge assignment. Emergence comes with a lot of responsibilities. So it's important that our eyes are on the prize. And then in our time of waiting, in our time of suffering, it said you must also share in the suffering. You want to emerge, you want to enjoy. You must also learn. You must die to self. You must die to you and just be, oh God, your will alone. That is what happens in the place of waiting. Flesh is broken and then the spirit is alive, because it's only the spirit that can mount. Our strength can be renewed in. There is so much that our physical strength profited little. There is so much that our physical strength can do, or it's so far, or it's so not so far that our physical strength can carry us to. So if we run with the physical strength, we grow weary. unless we have waited and allowed God to deal with us, reshaping, break, mold. You know, the clay used to suffer in the hands of the potter so much, because when they are the ones that pinch the eye. They say, he said it has gone deep too much. You just hammer it down again, start again. They chip it somewhere again. Fine. They break it down again. They mold it again. It's in place of that breaking and mold. That's waiting. That's period of waiting. The mold is the one doing the waiting in that scenario, because it's breaking it down. Oh, the hand is not carved. Break it down. Then let's remove the hand. Let's put another hand. You can't be in the place where you're supposed to emerge, and then they are just fixing hand and say, oh, this hand is looking backward. Let's move it forward. It's in the place of waiting that you know, when there's a fracture and then they do paka and the hand come back. You can't be in the place of waiting and in the place of emergency. You have to heal. It's the place of waiting that all of those healing, those buildings, there are old wounds and something. You can't carry baggage. You can't carry baggage. You are as light as you can be when you get to the place of emergence. There is nothing weighing you down. Nothing matters so much again than just to accomplish that mission. Oh, I'm here. Nothing matters again, because all the things that should have mattered, you have been tested with it and you have succeeded, and then you have come like a new person. Renewal of strength means newness, like you are now new, you are fresh. There's nothing holding you down, nothing holding you back. It's in the place of waiting all of this momentum can be built. He said, and since we are his children, we are his heir. He's not disputing it. You are children, you are heirs. In fact, together with Christ, you are heirs of God's glory. You know, say, but if you are sharing in his glory, if you are emerging, then you must share in his suffering, then you must wait. If you are emerging, then you must be built. If you are emerging, then you must have been, the devil must have come and say, oh, turn stone to bread. If you be God, if you be the Son of God, jump from this thing. I will give my angels. That guy is a clown. Say, I will give my angels. Who is the owner of the angel? The Lord gives angels charge over you. Like, he said, look at the world. I will hand it over to you. If we are aiming for the place of emergence, we cannot be at a stage where the devil will say, oh, I will give you all of this, and say, oh, really? No. We can't be targeting emergence and have not dealt with all of those things. Like, and then the devil will say, oh, I will give you all of this on a platter. And I say, oh, really? Okay, let me go and get it. Let me follow. At the place of waiting is where we build clarity, we build understanding. We know who God has called us to be. We know the position that we carry. Oh, Jesus knew the position he carried. That's why he could not say, let this cup be gone. He knew what was at stake. As children of God, we need to know, when he said, oh, it's our time of emergence, we need to know what is that. If I don't emerge, things can disrupt. If I don't emerge, nations that should have been built might no longer be built. If I don't emerge, that is the kind of, when he says, he said, with Christ, you are heirs. So it means that, look at how huge the assignment that Christ had is. He said, with Christ, you are heirs, meaning that you also have a huge assignment. So you cannot be in the place of waiting and just be faffing. You can't be in the place of waiting and just be moving aimlessly, like you do not have a direction, or you don't know, you are like them that do not have God. You cannot be. It's a place of calculation. It's a place of, oh, I need to do it. Like you are moving with precision. You are moving with clarity. Because you cannot come to the point where it's now time for the task to happen and you to emerge and say, because of the, again, there's so much pressure when it's time to emerge. There's so much strength needs to be given. And say, God, can this cup pass over me? You cannot say it should pass over you, because you should have built the strength to be able to. Jesus had built that strength. Even when he went back and he saw the disciples sleeping, when he was saying, oh, pray, and they said, oh, don't worry, I will not leave you. We will be for you. And then he went back and saw the people that he said, oh, I will be for you. He saw them sleeping. He did not, because of that, say, is this not the people that I want to, because of these people that I'm about to, and say, okay, let's all sleep together. But he still took the burden on. And so it's important that we know that our place of waiting is not, that's like the most difficult. That is not like is the most difficult part. And that is where strength has to be built. Because if the strength that is required for emergence is not built at the place of waiting, it will be difficult to emerge, or there might not be emergence at the end of the day. Why? Because the strength that was required to emerge, it was not built. And they say Rome was not built in a day. That strength is not once that it will just come upon you. That's why we made mention of consistency, gradually building. You cannot say, oh, I'm waiting and then suddenly I just want to get all of those this thing. It can't work that way. So it's important that we are aware. And then not just aware, we take on the necessary actions, we take on the necessary tasks that is required for us to be able to move. It's not when we say we are heirs with Christ, it's not just a label. It's not just something that, it's not just a name. It's not just something. It's a responsibility. When it says you are heir apparent, it's not, I will inherit. Yes, you inherit riches, you inherit glory, you inherit beauty, but you are inheriting responsibility too. And most people forget that part of there's a responsibility, there's something to be done. And we just look at the side of, see house, see cars, I will inherit. There's this, what's it called, movie that we watch, I don't know who watched it, but I watched recently, that the elder sister was happy to inherit the property of the younger sister. However, she did not know that there's a responsibility, because the younger sister left 2 children that she was supposed to also take care of. But in our eyes, see cars, see houses. That's what most of us look at. Oh, the beauty, and we forget that to every stage, to every emergence, there's a responsibility that we also need to take up. When it was now time for her to fulfill responsibility, she was not failing in it. Because initially that was not a concern. She did not know that in her mind, she did not think that would be a problem for her too. But it's important that we know that there is, when they say emergence, yes, so much beauty, but there's so much responsibility that it carries, and we need to prepare for that responsibility. So when we say, oh, is it not emergent? Is it not for me to live and be merry? He said, that foolish man. He said, oh, I have built my barn. Now I will eat and I'll be merry. There's so much more to do than to eat and be merry. Yes, we eat, we marry, but there's a responsibility also attached to it. And it's the only place that this thing can be shaped and built is now. Because if we do not build it, and then it's now time for us to manifest, to mount, to emerge, and then we do not have the requisite, what do they call it now? Requisite knowledge or requisite understanding to be able to function, it now becomes a problem. And then it's now like all of the time that we were waiting now seem like a waste, because all that needed to have been treated there was not treated. And then instead of us, the time that they were not supposed, what's it called now? The 5 virgins, the time they were not supposed to have mounted, they were now waiting again, because they now had to go and look for Strength has to be built. They will have to go and look for it. You cannot enter the place of this thing without the requisite strength. You cannot. You cannot. So they had to go back. I'm sure if that story was like a sequence or a series, they would have now gone, look for the oil, now come back and sit down and wait. And wait. When those that they were there together have already gone, they will now be there waiting again. God so good. Out of the 5, 2 of them now decided to buy 50 naira oil instead of buying 100 naira oil. And then they say, oh, the bridegroom is coming again. And then, oh, can you give me oil? No, we can't give it. The 2 will go again. Because they will not enter until that power, until that strength is built. If they even try to enter, you know, the force that will push them back, they themselves will be shocked. Why? Because they do not have the capacity, they don't have the strength. And nobody will be pushing them. Oh yeah, carry your leg. Carry the second leg. Have you carry it? Oh yeah, hold the pole. Nobody. You know when you want to climb all these, that's my usual means of transport. All those yellow buses. I like sitting in the front. There's this thing in front there at the door. When you open the door, that you hold, you now used to pull yourself up and sit down. There is nothing like that. There is no help. Nothing to help you lift yourself. You will lift yourself. Why? Because strength should have been renewed that time. So it's not the time to start looking for what can I hold to help me climb. No. So once they see that you are looking for what to help you climb, the next person that has strength already push you aside. You are not like, let me go and look for oil. You cannot. It's not possible. Because I said those who wait, strength will be renewed, then they will mount. If strength is not renewed, there is no way that you want to mount. If strength is not renewed. So it's important that they say make hay while the sun shines. Let the sun not have gone down. So it will not be tomorrow's sun that you will now be using to dry your clothes, when you should have dried it today and be done with it. And I say, oh, because you didn't make hay, you now have to wait for tomorrow to use the sun for tomorrow. If you don't now quickly make hay tomorrow again, you will wait till next tomorrow. Because that word, as I said, my word has gone and it's not come back to me void. So everybody will imagine is now the timing or when person A will emerge. This girl has emerged. Wow. But why didn't I emerge? Oh, why didn't you work on yourself? Why didn't you do the needful when you're supposed to? Say, oh, why is it not me that have emerged? Why will it be you that will emerge when you have not done what you're supposed to? God will not put somebody that is not ready in a place. Because God loves us so much that He does not want us to go and disgrace her. You know that there are some things that you see and you be cringe. That girl shouldn't have done that. Me, I feel like that sometimes. I'm always shy for people. So when you have done, no, maybe the person is presenting and then the person is supposed to like say something or not say something, and then or they ask the person a question and the person is saying rubbish. I'm always shy for the person. Don't say like that, do it like this. I don't know. I have that. I don't know if it's normal. God did not want you to get to a point, the place where they say present, and you're not saying you're not going to disgrace him. No. He will make sure that you are prepared. And when you come to present before him and you are speaking, oh, yes, this guy, say, oh, you are very ready. Oh, yeah, go and present to the world. But that you are not ready, and then you say, oh, go, no, you will be ready. You will be ready. Yes, that word has gone. You will emerge, but you will be ready before you emerge. Everybody will emerge, but the timing depends on you, on how ready or how dedicated, how consistent you are in ensuring that, oh, because God, the word of God has gone. It cannot go back. It cannot go back. You see, and they say a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like a day. God has time. We are the ones looking at time and say, I'm this. I'm 35. Oh, I'm 40. I need to have sorted this out. We are the one looking at time. God has, He has the entire, you get, Like God say, God is eternity. So we are the ones looking at time that I need to. So if you are the one in a hurry, I need to do the work that you need to do quickly, so that when the bridegroom comes and it's open, you are already there. You are the door. I have the strength. And again, he said, when he said those who wait, those who trust. So in our waiting, it's important that we trust God to teach us what we require, and not lean on our own understanding and say, oh, I will build in this place of waiting. I will gain in this way. Don't go and gain strength that you don't need. That's why I said, for those who trust in the Lord. So in our waiting, it's important that all our gathering of momentum is based upon our trust in God, because again, He's the one that knows the strength that we require in the place of emergence, because He's the one that has walked, He has lived the emergence, He has seen it, and He knows what we require in the place of emergence. So it's important that we even trust Him to know the strength to gather. So you said you are not building arm muscle. We are supposed to build yam muscle at the leg. You are not now building arm, because by the time you get to the place of emergence, and what you need to do is leg, and you have not been doing leg day, you have been doing arm day, you have been building, so it's important that we also trust God to know the kind of strength that we require, and not trust our own understanding and say, no, now they say we will wait, we should wait and we should build, and then you are now building without consulting Him that has lived in the emergence. You know, God has experienced the emergence. We are the ones that just want to experience it. So He already knows what we require in the place of emergence. God will help us in Jesus' name.